so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in out, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wednesday Night Racing for a Cause right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, we've got the Magic Mile, bringing you 75 miles of action here from New Hampshire. Joining me up in the booth, my good friend Rick. Rick, how are you tonight, bud?
Well, you know, we are at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, Chris, so I couldn't be happier, bud. How are you?
I'm doing well. I sense a little sarcasm there, but I get it. Listen, New Hampshire, not your favorite place, and you know, other people have trouble. Oh, look at that, Rigsby going around just like that as we were talking about it. And Rick, that's been kind of the story here since we've been watching in practice tonight. This track, she's warm and she is angry.
Yeah, a lot of drivers out there, Chris, through, you know, I mean, they're good, competent drivers, and having a real tough time there. That track temps are very, very warm here in New Hampshire tonight. So, I mean, I wish they would kind of blow some of that nice warm air. Supposedly 72 degrees out there is the air temperature, man. I would take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But that track temperature not going to do these guys any favors tonight. We are going to hope that it cools itself down. That would definitely help out a lot here as far as some of the handling issues that we've been seeing so far here in practice. Big night here tonight for Racing for a Cause. As far as this series is concerned, this is the last night of the normal schedule. After tonight, top 5 drivers hitting the road for the next 3 weeks in a chase style format. So let's go ahead and take a peek here at the point standings, and we'll see how close it really is. Right now, Jeff Dillon up front. Brian Hacker, AJ Rogers, your top 3. Of course, AJ Rogers not able to race last week, so he took a pretty good hit there, Rick, down to 3rd spot. Brian Hacker closes in on that championship a little bit closer, man. He has been on fire lately. Al Smith Jr., he's going to try and vie for contention along with Matt Vade sitting in that 5th spot. Zach Hoyer just outside looking in. Justin Rigsby, who's been very quick here during the practice, sitting in 7th spot. AJ Hamel, tonight's sponsor of the race, sitting in 8th spot in the points, and Andy Lambert in 9th. Travis Wright, who's had a pretty solid season, sitting in top 10 in the points. On the other side, you've got Jeffrey Stiles, Mark Frivert, James Somke, Michael Frivert, James McIntyre, Justin McDuff, Dylan Blankenship, Chris Stump, who's only raced a couple of times. He is out there tonight. Matthew Spinks, again, another driver that's only raced a couple of times. And Colin Allman, I think he's got two races in on the season, sitting in 20th spot. So a lot of these drivers towards the tail end of the top 20, they're kind of part-time drivers. The real meat of this league, really, Rick, has been in the top 16, 17 positions. Those drivers have been here for most of the season.
Yeah, I mean, you can even throw in Matthew Spinks, sitting in 19th place there in the points, Chris, but just hasn't had the season that he was hoping for there. But, like you said, after tonight, the top 5 drivers go on to the chase, and we have 3 races left for the season before these guys will take the summer off and hopefully get back to real world racing, because I know a lot of the drivers here are either crew members or race drivers for their local series. So that's going to be pretty cool. And then we come back in the fall.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long summer without any Wednesday night racing. But you know what? At this point, I'm gonna take that, Rick, and we're gonna enjoy the full week off for the most part. We do have some racing that we're gonna be doing intermittently there with another league, some Tuesday and some Thursday nights, but nothing really set. But of course, we do have our Sunday night league, and that's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to make for a good summer, Chris. We got Monday through Friday off, got Saturday off to do whatever we want, and Sunday night, 7 o'clock here with the Blazing Pedals. It's going to be okay.
Absolutely. About 18 seconds left of this warm-up session, and then we're going to invert the field based on last week's finish. Anybody who wasn't in last week's race going to start towards the rear of the field, and that is going to include AJ Rogers, who for a long time this season was the points leader, sitting in 3rd spot right now. So AJ Rogers going to have his hand full, and I do say hand because he had surgery on one of his hands. So I don't know how good that's feeling for him. I hope it's feeling good. Maybe it's hands tonight. We'll find out. And Rick, warm-up session done. Getting ready to grid them up. Starting on the pole tonight, it's the driver of the number 35, Matthew Spinks, and to his outside, the driver of the 1, James Somke. Mark Freiberg going to be starting his 44 on the inside of row number 2. To his outside, the 66 of Dylan Blankenship. And here we go again.
Andy Lambert inside of row number 3. Number 3 is going to be the 72 of Andy Lambert, Chris. Next to him on the outside, the 66 of Dylan Blankenship. And yeah,
perfect.
I just crashed also, but then you got Michael Fravber, Zach Coldbeer Coyer, James McIntyre Jr., Justin Rigsby, Jeff Dillon, Jeffrey Stiles. Brian Hacker going to be starting in the 12th position. Al Smith Jr. 13, AJ Hamel 14th, AJ Rogers 15th, Chris Stump 16th, Doug Wysocki is going to be starting in 17th position, Brandon Medford in 18th, and Chad Meadows going to be rounding out the field, Chris.
And there we go, and we're back up and running. That's our that's something we're going to look at on the off season.
Oh, can I? Oh, I'm not using RFC's overlay.
Oh, interesting.
I was using Blazing Pedals just to test it out to see what's going on, Chris, and it kicked me out too.
All right, well, here we go, Rick, because pace car, lights are off, coming down pit road. Matthew Spinks leading the way down front stretch for the first time. Green flag is out. We are live here from New Hampshire on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
Right now, Matthew Spinks getting a really good start here, Chris. He's got cars all over behind him. They're going 2-3 wide here in New Hampshire. But right now, Matthew Spinks is very happy now. Hopefully, I'm looking, the track temperature has cooled off a little bit now during practice, Chris. I think the highest we saw was 107 degrees. Right now, 99 degrees. Matthew Spink so far leads the first lap.
Yeah, heading into turn number 1, and they're still running 2x2 from about 5th place on back. And you can get away with that a little bit here. You're not going to like it. If you're on the outside, you will fall back, but the guys on the inside lane have a little bit of advantage in those corners. Want to say hello to Brad Spinks out there, explaining that, you know, Matt was working nights, and right now, unfortunately, with what's going on, the factory is shut down. So, you know, I don't mind that because it gives us an opportunity to see Matt out there on track, and that's what I like. Going to be a quick one here. 75 miles is your race distance, and these cars right now are looking really strong out there, handling that 1 mile track. A flat track, Rick, really well so far.
Really flat? Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I think I don't really care for New Hampshire Motor Speedway, Chris. I mean, I've been here a couple times to watch the Winston Cup guys race, and I'm sorry, the NASCAR Cup guys race, and I don't want to get fired. There's been too much of that going around. Don't fire me. I got to keep my sponsors here. But, you know, and it's kind of, to me, it's a boring track. I mean, when you see the Cup guys out here, there's not a lot of passing. It's a lot of follow the leader. But right now, these guys doing a good job. They're starting to fan out and do their single file stuff. But still some racing here towards the back of the pack.
Yeah, about mid-pack and back as Brian Hacker is trying to make his way through the field. Hacker right now being scored in 9th position. Ahead of him, James Dillon behind. It's the 1 of Somke on the outside being challenged by the 99 of Justin Rigsby. Rigsby to the inside, and behind them, Rick, it's AJ Rogers, and Rogers is trying to get to the front of the field. He was the points leader just a couple of weeks ago, had to take last week off, lost that lead, and wants to get it back. He has been ultra consistent so far this season, and the 17 looking to try and make a point in that Ford Mustang.
Well, you're absolutely right, Chris. And again, you know, for people who might not know, but AJ Rogers having hand surgery done last week, so he decided not to race. Now I've seen guys, and including Rogers, you know, he would be out there, but you know, I'm glad he took the night off and you know, got some healing done. I'm sure he's out there nursing it just a little bit, running with one arm, but doing a good job. But it's really good to have Rogers back here tonight.
Yeah, it really is. Right behind him, it's the 18 of AJ Hamel. Can't thank him enough for sponsoring tonight's race. It's the Empty the Tank 75. And we want to thank AJ Hamel again for letting us get on air here tonight with that great sponsorship that he has on the hood of his vehicle right now. Hamel going around the 1 of Somke. Somke pushing to the outside. Behind them, it's the 96. That's Al Smith Jr., fellow Turn 3 Racing Network co-chair. Al Smith doing a good job so far this season too, and he's got a lot of ground to make up, Rick, because he's trying to battle it out to be one of those top 5 drivers after tonight.
Yeah, definitely got some work to do here. Now, really quickly on AJ Hamel, we didn't get a chance to talk to him here at the beginning of the broadcast. We apologize for that, but he did a little work on his emptythetank.org Chevy that he had there last week. It is now a Camaro. A Z71 looks really good out there. And finally getting away from Toyota and working his way up through the field, Chris, right now sitting in 12th position.
They're bunched up right in front of him. AJ Rogers looking in the middle. Try and maybe take this thing 3 wide. He decides better of it, goes up to the top side. Looking to try and find a way around the 99 of Rigsby and the 85. The 85, of course, is Styles. Excuse me.
Yeah, Jeffrey Styles in the 85?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you're okay.
Go memory.
And now Styles starting to fall back in his Goodfellas Pizzeria number 85, Chris, as the 99 Star Legacy machine of Rigsby gets around him. Now here comes AJ Rogers looking on the inside of the 85, trying to make that pass. And of course, right behind AJ Rogers, AJ Hamel in the emptythetanks.org, number 18 VT.
Lots of AJ's going around, but up front it is still Matt Spinks. And Spinks has led them all so far here, Rick. We've completed 10 laps, working lap number 11 of 75 from the Magic Mile, New Hampshire. And it's been a good one so far. Mark Freiberg is sitting in second spot. Dylan Blankenship in the 66, running in third. Michael Freiberg is sitting in fourth spot. Andy Lambert still running in that top 5, right behind the 36. So Andy having a good run here. Behind Andy, it is Zach Cold Beer Coyer sitting in that 6th spot, just outside the top 5.
Nichols Cold Beer still farming with Integrity Farms and got Randy Marsh 2020 on his hood. Trying to figure out what he has to do. And, I see that AJ Hamel.
Yeah, Hamel got a little bit loose. Gathers it back up, but not before losing a couple of spots. Falls back to 14th position. Does the 18 of AJ Hamel. Al Smith, James McIntyre able to take advantage of a little bit of a loose condition there out of the 18 machine.
But he's not giving up, Chris. He's got that 18 dialed right back in after collecting himself there.
Oh, speaking of not collecting themselves, the 15 taking the long way around the track. He's taking the bus stop. The 15 has had too many cold beers tonight.
And I thought this was America. That Cold Beer Coyer falls back to 18th position.
Good sized lead for Matthew Spinks over Mark Freiberg. It's about a 1.3 second lead, and Spinks now has a lot of control over this field, Rick. He is able to back off a little bit more and just run his line, but it doesn't seem like he's doing that as the lead is already extended out to 1.5 seconds coming out of turn 4.
Well, that's exactly what I was just going to start talking about, Chris. That's why I love working with you, man, because we just read each other's minds. But Matthew Spinks putting on a clinic here so far tonight. 14 laps led, looking to make it 15, and got himself a nice lead. And I noticed he's not really, I don't want to say saving equipment, but he's dialed it down just a tad and trying to save. Now, of course, here at Racing for a Cause on Wednesday nights, these guys do not have any extra tires in the pits. They're out there, got to do all 75 laps on the set that they started with. So these guys, it's a long race still. Doesn't sound long, only 75 laps, but when the track's 1.03 miles, I think that's why it's the magic mile, because they add a little extra. but these guys got to save their equipment as much as they possibly can for the long haul. I figured out the magic.
The magic is that it's not exactly a mile. Somebody messed up. Well, Andy Lambert having a good night here so far. Again, running in 5th spot, right behind Michael Freiberg. Got a new challenger behind him, and it is the 11 of Brian Hacker. Don't want to be in Andy's chair right now, as he gets a little loose coming off the turn.
I wouldn't want to be in Andy's chair either. I know where that chair's been.
Well, I'd like to see a good finish out of Andy. He started the season off so well. The last few weeks just haven't been good. There's no real sugarcoating it sometimes. They just haven't been good. So he's due to have a good race. I'd like to see a nice top 5 finish out of him, but he's going to have to hold on to that 72 as the tires wear down. And that can be a challenge here, Rick, especially with the track temperature. I mean, it's back up to 100 degrees again.
Yeah, it didn't take long for it to get up to 100 degrees, Chris, and there it is. So we'll see as this run goes. I mean, the track doesn't have a chance to really cool down so far. 19 laps, the green flag racing here from the Magic Mile tonight. RFC Wednesday night Super Late Model Series putting on a good show.
Brian Hacker looking on the back bumper of the 72 of Andy Lambert, and Hacker would love nothing better than to crack into that top 5 right now, sitting in 2nd spot in the points coming into tonight, Rick, just a few points behind. Wouldn't mind going into the chase as the leader, but what they're going to do, they're going to reset the points for the top 5 anyways and let them run off from equal footing. So I guess it doesn't matter. As long as you make that top 5 after tonight, you get to kind of start over next week. Oh, Freiberg in the 36. Yeah, big time blinking, and that backs up to 72. Andy Lambert gets uncomfortable, and it shows because here comes the 11 down on the inside. Turn number 3. Brian Hacker trying to make it door-to-door action coming out from turn 4. Can't quite do it, but is close. Maybe going into 1 and 2. They're going to line up side by side here.
They were doing a fabulous job working on that outside, but Hacker able to work that inside just a little bit better. Chris finally pulls up in front of the number 72. Now Andy's got to be careful because he has another challenger coming up, and that's the 99 of Justin Rigsby.
Yeah, Rigsby was very, very fast during that warm-up, Rick. I think he finished in like second spot there as far as speed goes. So Rigsby definitely has some speed out there tonight. Now he's just got to try and figure out a way to get around the 72. The 72, I'm not going to blame that pass that Hacker was able to do on Andy. The 36 had that big blink, and it really made Andy nervous. You saw him back out of the throttle. And sometimes you do that because you don't know. You just don't know what's going to happen. 72 played it safe, ended up losing a spot, falls back down to sixth spot. Let's go back a little bit further and check in on AJ Rogers. He's sitting in ninth spot, so he's cracked into the top 10. Rogers sitting in his number 17 Ford Mustang, right behind the 52 of Jeff Dillon. And Jeffrey Stiles sitting behind him, but under the gun by Al Smith Jr. Smith sitting to the inside. Again, he's one of those drivers, needs to have a good finish here tonight. And Al Smith is slowly working his way through the field on the inside.
And of course, Chris, you know, we've been friends with Al Smith Jr. for quite a while here. We got to hang out with him down here at our local track at Thunder Road. Great guy. And of course, now he's joined us here on Turn 3 Racing Network as a second chair, doing a fabulous job, annoying us every day with all them computer questions, but we're going to get them all set up.
Yeah, really learning the ropes is Al right now and doing a fine job at it. Andy Lambert falls a few more positions, Rick. Andy now sitting in ninth spot, right behind him, Al Smith, as he gets around Stiles in the 85. So Smith now into the top 10, and he is right behind Andy Lambert. Would love to get around him and start continuing, continue to march towards the front.
Exactly. He wants to try to get those spots back, and guys can definitely do it. We just see AJ Rogers going around Jeff Dillon. Here comes Al Smith Jr. trying to do the same thing here, looking on the back door of that number 52 car.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the 72. He is continuing to go backwards. Don't know if he's burned out the right front tire, but man, oh man, is he falling quick. Meanwhile, a lot of other drivers still able to get around this track. Brian Hacker just takes over fourth spot from Michael Fravert. And just ahead of them, Dylan Blankenship got a little bit loose. The 44 goes back a spot. Dylan Blankenship takes over second spot, but almost lost it. So again, tires are definitely starting to play. Oh, the 44 gives a big wiggle once more. My goodness, that was a big one. Track temperature coming down a couple of degrees, but not enough. These tires are hurting already.
Yeah, they really are, Chris. And I mean, we're only 27 laps into this race so far, but the clouds have covered the sun here for a little bit. Let's hope that it hangs out like this just for a little bit, because let me tell you, going to the real New Hampshire Motor Speedway, those aluminum bleachers get very hot.
Yes, they do. Up front, it's still Matthew Spinks. He's led every lap so far, all 27 completed. We're working lap number 28, and Matt has himself a really nice lead, Rick. 2.1 seconds, very steady. He's running very nice lap times. His own tire drop off is very small, only 0.5 of a second for your race leader. So that is extremely strong.
You know, that goes back to what I was saying earlier, Chris. I mean, he got such a great restart here at the drop of the green flag here tonight that he was able to just kind of pull away from those guys. Everybody started trying to, you know, fight for position, but he was already gone. So as they were fighting for position, going 2-3 wide, that gap just opened up. So he opened up enough to where I think he's able to save that car just a little bit, taking care of his tires and making a heck of a show here tonight at New Hampshire.
Battle right now for fifth spot. The 99 of Justin Rigsby working the inside of Michael Fravert. And Rigsby sticks the nose in, heading through turns 3 and 4 down the front stretch. Fravert again gets loose. The 36 unhappy with those rear tires as they were not holding traction. That should give Rigsby the opportunity, and does, to go around. And ooh, the 36 closes in hard, but gets off the accelerator pedal just enough to let the 99 go. So Rigsby into the top 5 behind Fravert. It's the 17 AJ Rogers and Jeff Dillon, the 52. Al Smith Jr. sitting in in the 9th spot as we're under caution. And not sure exactly what that one was about, so we're gonna have to go back the old school way and figure it out. Oh, the 3 car. All right.
I was gonna say Chad Meadows on pit road, Chris, but 3 laps down.
Let's see if we can do this the right way. Let's see what set it all up here. The 3 was sitting a couple of laps down and comes off the corner. He's sliding that 3, so the rear tire's not happy with him. Boy, he was really slowed down in that corner. And then out of 4, just around it goes. Well, not around, but definitely into the wall. That brings out caution number 1 of the night. And the guy that's not going to be happy about that, your race leader, Matthew Spinks. He had a nice lead going on, and now it's gone.
He gone.
He gone. Spinks up front, Dylan Blankenship, Brian Hacker, your top 3, Mark Fravert, Justin Rigsby in your top 5. Michael Fravert, AJ Rogers, Jeff Dillon, Al Smith Jr., and Andy Lambert. You're finishing out your top 10. AJ Hamel just outside of that top 10 in 11th spot. Jeff Stiles, James McIntyre, Doug Wasaki, Brandon Mefford, Chris Stump, Zach Coyer, and James Somke rounding out the field. Chad Meadows loads it on the hauler, getting ready for next week.
And it's been a little bit since Meadows has graced us with his presence, Chris, but good to see that number 3 AC Delco American Diabetes Association car out there on track. Unfortunately, just not his night here at the Magic Mile in New Hampshire.
Well, I certainly understand that, Rick, after last night, but the not every race is yours. And I was having fun last night. I want to thank everybody on the Tuesday night side of Racing for a Cause. It was good to strap on the wheel, and I just didn't get the finish I was looking for. Kind of got punted a little bit when I was coming down pit road.
You know, it's because you didn't have me out on track to help you, buddy. I apologize for that.
Yeah, you could have.
Like I said, though, all you gotta do is just hook those pedals up and that steering wheel to your desk, man. Give it a try. I know you don't have your simulator anymore because it's sitting in my garage still.
Andy Lambert.
You know, but you know, it's fun to get back out. I mean, we don't get to race as much as we used to, and you know, it's fun to get out there every now and then, especially with leagues that we broadcast. Get out there and have fun with a lot of our old friends, and just relax a little bit.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, still under caution, working lap 33. Base car light shut down. We're getting ready to go back to green flag conditions here from the Magic Mile, New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The official NASCAR track of the Northeast. Rick?
I ain't saying nothing. Track sucks.
Thinking back at all the time here on iRacing, Rick, I still say the best race we ever had here. It was a Racing for a Cause race. We did the modified tour cars, and man, that was a blast.
I will say that night was fun. As much as I mean, you know, everybody has their favorite track. Everybody has their track that they really dislike. I mean, you know, for me, I love super speedways. I like a lot of the cookie cutter ones. Very few of them, but I do like some of them. And this track just, I don't know, flat.
Pace car off, going back under the green, bud, and Spinks with a great restart. Still looks like he has very fresh tires the way he was able to really launch that number 35. Hacker takes advantage on the inside, pulls up to second spot. Justin Rigsby in his number 99, still hanging out on the inside, looking to see if he can move himself forward just a little bit more. Rigsby right now being scored in fourth spot as he's got the inside line, the 66 of Dylan Blankenship just ahead of him. Mark Fravert stuck on the outside, now falls into line. We'll see what happens because, man, his brother is right there, the 36. It's Michael and Mark battling it out for position, and it's for fifth spot. pretty cool to see that happening out there.
That's one of the things that I love about broadcasting, Chris, because we get to, we get to learn about these guys a little bit, and then you see cool things like this, like family members battling it out right now for position, and not too many people get to do that.
It's been kind of decided right now as the 44 launches himself forward. The 36 still running the inside lane. Jeff Dillon trying to work the outside lane. That's not going to happen. We got one going around, and it's going to be AJ Hamel. Some front end damage, especially to the left front of the 18 machine. So Hamel off track, gets into the wall. As the 35 continues to motor on, Brian Hacker sitting right behind him. And Hacker has a way, and I don't know how he does it, Rick, but it seems like the more the tires get worn, the happier he is.
Chris, I mean, this is something that I learned from you and a lot of other guys on the iRacing, service. And a lot of things that we raced was fixed race sets, kind of like what these guys are racing here, instead of the open stuff. I mean, we dabbled in it a little bit, but I like my cars loose. Some guys like them a little tighter. And, as these tires start going away, that car's going to slip and slide a lot more. And maybe that's just playing into what Hacker likes a little bit. I mean, he's catching right up to the back bumper of Spinks. This is the only time that Spinks really had anything to really worry about. And look at Rigsby. Rigsby's coming right into play, too. Those top three cars, you can throw a blanket over. And let me tell you, Dylan Blankenship not far behind.
Brian Hacker looking to the inside, the 35 under attack. Oh, contact through 1 and 2. A little bump on the doors between Hacker and Spinks. The 99 of Rigsby now coming in, trying to make his presence felt. The 99 very fast. Look at the move through the corner.
Wow.
Rigsby is moving. That number 99, he takes over the second spot, and man, for a second I thought he was going to challenge out for the lead, as that 99 is definitely fast here tonight. Look out for that thing.
Well, he's fast because he's got that Chevy Camaro rocking and rolling tonight. I really love this hashtag never be still, the Star Legacy Foundation.org 99. I just love that paint, Chris. I would love to have that like in my room. Oh, we're under caution.
Caution on the field. It looks like it may be. Oh no, Al Smith Jr. involved with it. We're going to go back and take a peek, figure out what happened.
I know he's racing there with Styles a little bit.
Yeah, Styles was to the inside, Al Smith to the outside. Oh, Styles comes up into him. Al Smith stuck to the outside, and it looks like the 85 comes into him. We're going to go back, take a peek from another vantage point. 96 gets loose off the corner. '96 holding his line. Oh yeah, Styles just comes up into him. So little damage done to the 96 machine, but it's not horrible. I think he'll be okay. But that brings out caution number 2 on the night, and Brian Hacker, Rigsby, Spinks, and we're going to put Blankenship in this deal too. Man, those 4 cars, very, very equal here so far.
Very equal, Chris. And look who's sitting in 6th place. AJ Rogers doing a great job, having hand surgery just a little while ago, man, out there just tearing it up tonight here at the Magic Mile.
Andy Lambert coming down pit road. So pit road seeing a little bit of action. Al Smith Jr. also coming down pit road. Looking like he's going to try and get some more repairs done. That's too bad for Al. He was having a good race, but now, we're 2/3 of the way through this one, and he's going to have to start towards the end of the field again, Rick. Not where you want to be when you're trying to become a point or a championship contender.
No, definitely not. I mean, the season, I don't want to say it's ending, but it went really quick, Chris. With only 3 races left after tonight, man. Everybody's fighting for those top 5 spots right now, doing what they have to do.
I do love that chromed out number 11. I dig it.
It is cool.
The more I see of that, the more I dig it. Anyways, Racing for a Cause is going to be taking a break here on Wednesday night. Tuesday Night League is going to be wrapping up pretty shortly too. And then the whole league taking pretty much the summer off. Tuesday nights, they are going to be running they're going to be running the midgets, and it's not going to be broadcasted.
They're not midgets, they're legends. Come on, son.
Whatever. Same.
Oh.
Yeah. Fine. Okay, fine. They're going to be running the legends. Not broadcasted, Rick, but just for fun. And yeah, I decided I'd throw my hat in the ring for that one.
Yeah, I'll make sure to get a car done for you. And Chris, you know what? I think I'm going to do it too. At least for a few, just go out there. I'm not going to be looking for points, but just hang out with the boys again, have some fun, get some use out of the equipment that we have. I mean, I saw last night you had to do a little bit of dusting off of the old wheel.
Oh yeah, wheel pedals. Took the vacuum to the pedals, so it was pretty nice, considering I had used them once.
We got something else that's coming up pretty quick here. I painted a car for you yesterday, and I also did another one for a special race on Speed 51 on Saturday. I'm not sure exactly all the details, but I got to try to figure it out. But one of our own local drivers is going to be just around the corner from me over at Andy Lambert's house doing some social distancing in the basement. I'm going to be driving there here at the Magic Mile on Speed 51. I want to wish the team of the Richard Green Trucking number 16, of course, Andy Lambert, crew member on that team in real life.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun for Scott. Can't wait. I'm really hoping to be able to see that.
Me too. Especially since I painted the car, and
I know.
It was one of the longest paints that I've ever done, because I wanted to try to get it as close to 100%. So I was looking for logos, cutting them all out, making them all look nice.
2x2, Rick, pace car dropping off, and we're back under the green as the 11 of Hacker wasting very little time finding that loud pedal. Now we're going to keep an eye on Matthew Spinks, who restarted in third spot, has that inside line. Can he get around the 99? Got to put the pressure on early. A little bit of wiggle out of 35. He decides to hop up in the lane. So Matthew Spinks holds on to third. We got a battle for fourth spot. It's AJ Rogers and Dylan Blankenship. AJ Rogers in the 17 down to the inside. Rogers looking like he's got it by a nose at the line. Blankenship holds on to it that time by going into 1 and 2. Now Rogers puts that nose down, getting ready to try and complete that pass. Coming onto the backstretch, the 66 gets a little bit loose. He has got his foot down on the floor as the 17 and the 66 still getting it on going into turn 3. Look at the 36 coming out of virtually nowhere to put his nose in there. He's trying to get around the 52 of Dylan as Rogers was able to complete that pass. Oh, the 36 gets into the 52 and Dylan goes around. Caution, flag out.
I'll just correction there. That was Dylan that actually went around, bud.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. Well, let's go back, take a peek. Fravert and Dylan on the outside in the 52, Fravert on the inside, and you see it right there, contact to the left rear quarter panel. The 52 goes around. A little bit of damage on that left front, should be able to continue, but that does bring out caution number 3 here tonight. From the last caution, we were talking about Al Smith being part of that. Al Smith starts towards the rear and right now sitting in 15th spot. Not the position he wants to be in, Rick. He really wanted a good finish tonight to try and secure himself a spot at the championship run. And right now, without having the updated points, of course, it's tough, but you got to figure He's not looking great right now to kind of get up there, and the left front fender also not looking great.
Yeah, some guys are definitely leaving their marks on the walls and on the other competitors' cars, Chris, and that's going to happen. I mean, the track temperature finally cooled off a little bit, and when I say a little bit, it's down to 94 degrees. We have some cloud cover again over the track, but these cars, their tires are screaming. 51 laps so far, or 75 here completed tonight, and it's getting a little slick out there.
Two different leaders so far here tonight. Matthew Spinks led the first 39. Brian Hacker takes over 11 laps ago. And it's been a battle up front, really. The top three drivers. Now AJ Rogers sitting in fourth spot, so might be another challenger for the race lead. Zach Coyer has worked his way back up in the ninth spot, Rick. We saw him kind of go through the bus stop, but Coyer is recovered back up into the top 10. Cracking a cold one right now. I can just hear it in my head. Speaking of top 10, there's a run. The 45, Doug Wasaki sitting in that 10th position. So a good run coming out of Doug tonight. Go back up to 6th spot. In 98, Chris Stump has been quietly making his way towards the front. Cars entering 1 and 2, heading on down the back stretch here in just a moment. Pace car lights should shut off this coming time by the start finish line, and then we'll release them once again. 52 miles. Well, I guess 51 and a half miles have been completed. Cars are lining up 2 by 2. At least the first few rows. In anticipation of the lights shutting off on the pace car. Lights are off on the pace car, Rick, so in just 4 short turns, we're going to go back under the green flag here.
We're going to get ready to put it down.
Brian Hacker, Justin Rigsby, Matthew Spinks, and AJ Rogers, your top 4. In 5th spot, inside row number 3, it's Dylan Blankenship. To his outside, Chris Stump. Mark Fraverton is number 44, sitting on the inside of row number 4. To his outside, the 81 of James McIntyre Jr. Then it's Cold Beer Coyer and Doug Wasaki, your top 10. Pace car getting ready to come off the driving surface and release these cars. Brian Hacker, I don't think he's going to wait, Rick. I think he's on the pedal. And he is, just like that.
Yeah,
Green flag.
Wasn't going to take long at all.
And the 35 was thinking the same thing, Rick. Matthew Spinks hammered down, trying to hold on to 2nd spot. After restarting in 3rd spot. Oh, man, that was close. The 35 and the 99 may have had some slight contact there. Heading into turn 3, the 35 to the preferred line, the inside. Can the 99 of Rigsby fight back on that outside lane? At the line, Rigsby was able to hold on by 0.001. Wow.
Easy crazy. These guys doing a good job. Here comes AJ Rogers trying to work the outside on the 35, Chris, doing everything he possibly can to try to take that 3rd spot away. All these guys working very fast, trying to, we only got a few laps left to go here. We're on 55 of 75 laps here tonight. Matthew Spinks battling it out. AJ Rogers on the outside of Spinks. And these guys really want 3rd spot right now. AJ Rogers being credited with that. But Matthew Spinks working the inside, not giving up.
20 laps to go as the lane preference has shifted just a little bit higher than that bottom line. And you're going to see that middle lane be just a little bit quicker now, able to hold the momentum of these super late models. the 17 was able to get by Matthew Spinks, takes over third spot. So AJ Rogers, after not being around last week, really is fighting hard this week to try and get back into the points position that he was, which was first. But Brian Hacker, who's in second spot right now by 3 points, Rick, he's just ahead of him. Just great racing here so far this season.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a really good season, Chris. I mean, outstanding schedule, and only 3 races after tonight, man. I mean, it goes by so quick, but, you know, looking forward to summer. I want some of the nice warm days. I mean, it's been pretty chilly up here in Vermont, so I'm ready.
And how about Justin Rigsby? Just led his first lap of the night, the 99. That Star Legacy 99 machine has got his first lap led. He's got 18 laps to go. Let's go. Oh, where are we going to go? Actually, these guys have pretty much gone nose to tail.
Yeah, they really have, Chris. I mean, there is a little bit of racing further back in the pack here.
Yeah, we got
Fabbert trying to find his way around Smith Jr. Al Smith hanging on the outside there, but like you said, the rest of the field pretty much side by side.
no
Or nose to tail. Side by side, because that's what I'm watching. You know what I meant.
Yes, sir. Oh, it's 16 laps to go. Al Smith Jr. not in the position that he wanted to be. He had to fight back into the top 15. James Somke just ahead of him right now. The 36 may not be done with him. Michael Frabbert going to battle back. The 72 of Andy Lambert, the last driver on track, on the lead lap in 17th spot. And up front, Justin Rigsby, a 0.3 of a second lead over the 11 of Brian Hacker. Hacker pulling a different line right there out of the 11 machine, trying to find a way to catch the 99, and that wasn't going to be the one to do it, Rick. Although he did do a good job down the backstretch, so maybe Hacker had just found something. He did take off a 10th in that backstretch. And Hacker is catching.
He is catching, Chris, but Rigsby, I mean, we talked about it earlier, the 99 looking very fast out there, and now he's proven a point. He's able to get up towards the front and run with it, but man, like you said, Hacker, not somebody who would want behind me, not because he's not clean, because Brian Hacker, very clean racer, but very competitive, and he's going to do everything he possibly can to try to get that lead back. And that's one driver I think who's had the best season so far this season. Brian Hacker been doing a good job. Good to see AJ Rogers up there in third after his hand surgery. Matthew Spinks sitting in fourth, Chris, who's had an excellent run here tonight, led 39 laps. Dylan Blankenship getting a little bit of pressure from the 81 of James McIntyre Jr. That's going to be for fifth spot. Dylan Blankenship having a good night tonight here too.
Battle starting to pick up just a little bit for the lead. Hacker was looking at a slightly different line than Rigsby and may have lost just a little bit out of it. Justin Rigsby hammered down. Going to be 11 to go this time by the start finish line. So the 99 appears to be a little tight. He's making this track into a bit of a diamond. You see him enter kind of low, and then he floats out to the outside wall just a little bit. Then he cuts back down, able to hold on to that momentum. Good indicator that the car is a little tight right now, but the 99 has figured it out. He is pulling back and away from the from the 11. And Brian, by trying to go on that inside line all the time, going to hurt that right front. He's only got maybe a couple more laps before that right front is really going to be angry, Rick. Nine laps to go. Justin Rigsby trying to hold on for the race win. The 11 with a good run into turns 1 and 2. Not able to get there, but definitely closes the gap down 1/10 of a second. Eight laps to go for the 99 of Justin Rigsby. Brian Hacker still trying to figure it out. Then there's a gap back to third place. AJ Rogers, Matthew Spinks trying to get to the back bumper. Spinks may not be done trying to get in the top 3 here. Race lead still belongs to Rigsby. In that very different line, you see Hacker, he's still running it. He is not changing his line at all. And that's allowing the 99 to get down that backstretch very, very quickly. Six to go for Justin Rigsby, trying to hold on for the race win here at the Magic Mile. New Hampshire Motor Speedway providing some pretty good racing here tonight. 3 cautions. Next time by, Flagman's gonna hold one hand out, 5 fingers stretched out with 5 to go. Rigsby and Hacker, Rogers and Spinks. Dylan Blankenship, your top 5. McIntyre just outside. Chris Stump sitting in 7th spot. Brandon Mefford 8th. Jeff Dillon, Mark Fravert rounding out the top 10. Four laps to go for the 99 machine. Justin Rigsby definitely motivated. He wants to win this one. Doing a good job out there tonight. He has led 15 laps so far, so no fluke. He is definitely fast, and he was fast during practice, so it's good to see that translate out into the race. With 4 laps to go, make it 3 when they cross the start finish line this time by. Coming out of turn 4 right now, and across the start finish line, 3 fingers in the air. Next time by, gonna show the popsicle sticks out of the flag stand. Popsicle sticks in the air, 2 laps to go for Justin Rigsby. Hacker knows he has a very limited amount of time that he's going to be able to try and pass Rigsby. And caution comes out. Caution late in this one. Jeffrey Stiles in the 85 goes around. We'll go back and take a peek. Oh, it's an ugly one. The 85 to the inside of Zach Coyer. And back up and tries to correct, can't do it. Wasaki does a great job getting around. Everybody else does a great job getting around. So around the 85 goes. And here we are under caution. Justin Rigsby, presumably your race winner here tonight, with no green, white checkers. So it'll be Rigsby, Hackers, and AJ Rogers, your top 3. As we get ready to finish this one up here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. It's been a good race. 3 cautions, make it 4 now. Unfortunately, not the way you want to see a race end, man. These guys raced really, really well. Not the way you want to see it end, but I'll tell you what, Justin Rigsby going to take it however he can get it. As he crosses the start-finish line, ladies and gentlemen, your race winner is Justin Rigsby. Brian Hacker, AJ Rogers, Matthew Spinks, Dylan Blankenship, your top 5. James McIntyre Jr., Chris Stump, Brandon Mefford, Jeff Dillon, Mark Fravert, your top 10. Zach Coyer in 11th, Doug Wasaki, 12th. Al Smith Jr. makes it up to 13th spot. Michael Fravert, 14th. James Sonke, 15th. Andy Lambert, 16th. Jeffrey Stiles, 17th. And AJ Hamel, unfortunately, finishing this one out on pit road in 18th spot. Chad Meadows has been out of the race for about 47 laps, picking up 19th as the final finisher. It sure is acting like we're not done. I'm just sitting here watching, guys, because I'm pretty sure we're done. I don't think we have a green-white checker here. Oh boy, if we do. Stay tuned for just a minute. We may not be done. Pace car's still out there, and usually that means we're not done racing. How'd you guys like about, I don't know, 3 more laps? Nobody coming down pit road? Yeah, it's setting up like we have a green-white checker here. We're going to find out. Man, oh man. We're lining back up 2 by 2. It looks like we're not done yet. Green-white checker on the way. Oh, so much for thinking it was done. I apologize. As the pace car lights are off, we're going to set them up and go again. Brad, I hope you're still out there, bud. We are definitely not done. We want to go ahead and thank everybody that stopped out here tonight. You're watching Racing for a Cause. Super Late Models right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Join us every Wednesday night for this league. We've got 3 more weeks after tonight's race. So going into overtime here, as the pace car is starting to round out of turn number 4, will drop off. And we're going to send these cars back under green one more time. Rigsby with a great restart, just what he needed. He moves right up in front of Brian Hacker. Look at these cars bunched back up. Here comes Brad Spinks, or excuse me, Matthew Spinks. Brad, sorry about that. You're out in chat. Matthew Spinks sitting on the top side, putting the pressure on the 17. The 66 of Dylan Blankenship closing the door. Matthew Spinks trying to take over that 3rd spot. The 17 of AJ Rogers trying to defend, can't quite do it. And Matthew Spinks the 3rd spot. AJ Rogers the 4th. We got him wrecking. Justin Rigsby. Yaps. The 11 of Brian Hacker. And the 35 sitting in 3rd spot. And this one's going to be done. New finishing order. Rigsby, Hacker, Spinks, AJ Rogers, Dylan Blankenship, James McIntyre Jr., Brandon Mefford picks up a spot, Chris Stump to 8th, Jeff Dillon, Al Smith Jr. up to 10th. Mark Fravert, Doug Wasaki to 12th. Zach Goldbeer Coyer 13th. James Somke, Andy Lambert, Jeffrey Stiles, Michael Fravert, and AJ Hamel, Chad Meadows 19th. So. An interesting finish to this one, as Rigsby able to hold on for the lead on the overtime. Hacker finished in second, and Matthew Spinks able to pick up a top 3 after all was said and done. Guys, we're going to step away for just a moment. Get ready, because we're going to be back for some post-race interviews, and these should be interesting.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original eSport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, back live here from the Magic Mile, New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We've got our top 3 ready to go. And the first one, we're going to talk to your third place finisher tonight, the number 35 of Matthew Spinks. Matt, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. You got a copy?
Got you, guys.
All right, bud. Well, listen, you led the first 39 laps of tonight. You got past a little bit of there was some contact made in that pass. Why don't you take me through that and then through the rest of the race?
Contact really fired me up, so I drove harder after that. I was just trying to conserve when I was out front, and we had a slower car cause a caution that we didn't need, and that pretty much cost us the race.
Yeah, and that really did do it. But at the end of the day, you fell back to 4th spot. You were looking like you were going to finish 4th. Hell, I even finished the race before it was actually done because I didn't know we had an overtime. So I really thought you were a 4th place finisher, and then boom, we get back going under the green, and you were able to make that and pass on Rogers to bring that thing up to 3rd spot. So overall, it was a good finish, but definitely not the one you were looking for tonight.
No, I like to thank AJ. We run side by side quite a bit, and he run me clean. It's kind of hard to find that anymore, but some guys don't know how to do that, but AJ's really good at that. And so I just want to thank Attitude Graphics and SB Carburetors and all the guys that help out. Justin, congratulations. My teammate there, Justin, and my buddy Dylan are the teammate. He got 5th tonight. So Team Attitude, 3 of the top 5 tonight. So we're really happy with that.
Yeah, that's a good run out of the team. So, man, you kind of took the wind out of my sails. Anybody else on there you want to thank?
Everybody that logs on and watches these races. And, we broadcast them so everybody can see them. I just want to thank everybody that gets on and watches them.
There you go, bud. Well, congratulations on the 3rd place finish. No, it wasn't the finish you wanted, but it's still a top 3. You can't be sad about that. Congratulations once again.
Appreciate it.
All right, driver of the number 35, Matthew Spinks, bringing home in 3rd spot tonight. In 2nd, we have the driver of the number 11. It's Brian Hacker. Brian, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha, guys.
All right, bud. Well, you ended up leading 18 laps tonight, but at the end of the day, the Mustang kind of failed you. We already talked to Matthew a little bit about the pass that you had, a little bit of a door bang there to get around him. Why don't you take me through that from your perspective and then through the rest of the race?
Yeah, I was completely unintentional. I didn't want to pass him dirty. I was down where I had been passing people all night, and I think he'd been running maybe a little further down than I anticipated. So didn't mean to get into him. I'm glad he still came home with a solid finish. That's not how I want to race these guys.
And listen, anybody that knows you, we know that, but I wanted to let you have the opportunity to say something. So on the 11, a solid second place finish for you tonight. Looking good for going ahead and racing for the championship. Look, you were last season's champion. Can you repeat?
It sounds like Andy just came across the radio and said that we were the regular season points champ, which is shocking because we missed a race. But I'm happy to take that. But the damn driver failed me tonight, so I gave that one up after those two quick cautions. I restarted. Man, I couldn't get that thing to turn. I was tight and just not driving it the way that it wanted to be driven. And I knew Justin was going to be fast all night. He was fast here last year. This track for whatever reason suits him really well. So that was the last person I wanted to see get around me. But he didn't make any mistakes at the end of the race there. And I tried a few different lines to catch him, and on that green white checkered, I just got too loose coming off the bottom. I didn't have anything for him. But overall, good night. I don't want to sound like Kyle Busch and be up here griping about second place, but I'm a little disappointed with myself for giving that one up, and it is what it is. We'll go on next week and try to put 3 solid finishes together and see if we can repeat.
All right, bud. And anybody on the 11 that you need to thank?
Yeah, first and foremost, Justin ran a hell of a race there. He didn't make any mistakes. He was smooth. He didn't give me an opportunity to to capitalize on anything. So kudos to him. Good win for him. I know he won last night on turn 3 too. So good week for him. Apologies again to the 35. Good run for him. But Beagle Freedom Project is always Narrative Coffee. Smith Racing Inc. Sounds like my teammate Al Smith squeaked into the fifth and final position into the chase race. So happy to have him running for a championship, and we'll at least finish. We have 40% of the top 5 there racing for a championship. So happy with that. We'll try to put it together next week.
All right, bud. Congratulations once again on that solid second place finish here tonight. The number 11 of Brian Hacker. And that leaves us with just one more person to talk to. It is the number 99, that Star Legacy Foundation car. He was fast during warm up, and it proved out here during the race. He led the last 23 laps. And of course, I'm talking about Justin Rigsby. Justin, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Hey guys, I got you.
Man, oh man. What a race, bud. I mean, just amazing. You were very, very fast during the warm-up. Did you think that you had a shot here?
Starting mid-pack, I wasn't sure. I know the track was loose in practice, and I like loose. If you can handle it, it can be fast, as you can see. But I was just shooting for a top 5. I never imagined to be able to drive up there like that and battle at the end for the lead. That was awesome.
Well, you were hitting your marks perfectly, especially in the last 10, 15 laps or so. I was watching your line. It didn't vary one bit every single lap, inside and out. It was perfect. The car really did seem to fit you here tonight. Is this like one of your better tracks? You seem to be having fun out there, and that always makes me smile because I like having fun. I like the guys that are driving to have fun.
Yeah, I love this place, especially when it's slick. For the most part, any car you come here in, you can have fun. Especially with these cars, it getting loose, you could kind of drive it in a little bit harder and almost diamond off about half sideways and keep it going. And anytime you're doing that in a race car, it's got you on the edge of your seat, and it's a blast.
Yeah, it makes it a lot of fun. Well, buddy, congratulations once again on bringing that 99 home in first spot. Who do you got to thank on that thing?
Just whole race team, Star Legacy Foundation, Attitude Graphics, Team Attitude for putting these cars together for us, and some great teammates out here to practice with. Heritage Barbershop, Ryan's Fatted Calf, 94 won the wheelie. Just everybody that's on the car and that's helped us out, and it feels great to finally get one in Victory Lane.
Absolutely, bud. Good times. Love seeing that 99 hit that first spot. That was pretty cool. And congratulations, man. Well-deserved win for you tonight, Justin.
Thanks, Chris and Rick. Appreciate it.
All right, bud. And that is going to do it right here from New Hampshire as the points battle shakes out. We'll find out more going into next week right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We will see you next Wednesday.